Hey Matt, Scott Tish with Dex Media. How are you doing today?
Good, Scott. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. It's been a while since we talked last year.
Boy, it has been a year, hasn't it?
And time flies when you're having fun, right?
Yep. Busy.
Yes, we all are these days. I was taking a look at your account and kind of at your overall presence out online also.
Mm-hmm.
And I had some ideas for your business, but I wanted to sit down and talk to you a little bit about where you're headed with your business, what your business model is going to be, and kind of get a better feel for your business going forward. So kind of want to get down and kind of talk about your needs of your business.
Okay.
Also take a look at who your customers are,
Mm-hmm.
and also try to look at where your profit and growth opportunities are going to be going forward. Would that be okay?
Sure.
Okay, great.
Yeah, those are the things I like to talk about.
Okay, well let's take a look at your customers. When somebody's looking for a tire shop, I mean, who's your ideal customer?
When they're looking for tires specifically,
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Somebody that needs 4 tires
Okay.
quickly, that's going to keep the car for a long time. You know, they're not looking for the cheapest tire.
Okay.
They're concerned about safety. That's pretty much it.
Is that because the type of tires that you sell, or do you not offer lower end tires?
Oh, I do.
Okay.
Oh, absolutely. But I just rather sell higher end tires.
Okay. Awesome.
So the more expensive the vehicle, the longer they're going to keep it, the more they're going to invest in the tires. The more, it's a clunker. They want the cheapest tire to get from point A to point B. They're not concerned about safety. They don't buy Volvos. So somebody buys a Volvo, I'd love for them to get Michelin's from us and spend $1,200 on the tires.
And that's the larger purchase price of the tire, the more profit margin. Well, it's probably the same profit margin, and you're just making more dollars, correct?
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
And your profit margin's what, about 25%, somewhere in there?
No, not on tires. It's a little bit less.
Okay.
Depending, it's average probably about 15%.
15?
Yeah, because all the big box stores, Discount Tire, Dugan's out in Loami's real cheap. Sam's drive. When Sam's started doing tires, it drove down, almost cut my margins in half overnight.
Okay. Well then, obviously, I was going to kind of take a look at some of your competitors. Sam's is one of your...
Yeah, anybody that, for the tire business, for the car repair, anybody that does car repairs including the dealerships. A lot of people forget about those. But a lot of people are somewhat loyal. They buy it green. They go and get an oil change at green. They like the guys at green. They go back to green until they get ripped off. Then they end up at a more local, non-dealer type place. And the dealerships almost always eventually rip them off. It's just too tempting not to.
Yeah, I've probably run into that a little bit myself here and there. When you're trying to target that customer that's out there, and that higher end customer, how is that customer trying to find you?
In terms of, a lot of it's referral.
Okay.
Everybody's got a car repair. Call Joe at Joe's Auto Repair.
Okay.
For
What
me,
percentage of your customers would you say is referral?
more than that's not. I would say at least 60%.
Okay.
And when you say, my current customers, almost all, end up being a referral or eventually referring others. But my new customers, probably 60%.
Okay.
The other 40, I think my advertising helps at least direct or guide them here. I'm hoping with the amount of money I spend on advertising.
Yes.
Scott, we spent $230,000 last year on advertising.
Wow, that's a pretty large investment.
Well, yeah, and
Are you able to track much of that and see your results at all?
hit and miss. So everybody claims tracking, and then when you start looking at it, I didn't get this, I don't get the details. There's usually something missing, or they're calling from a cell phone. I don't know, or I don't have time to mess with it. But a lot of people are promising that. But our newspaper, we do a lot of coupons that help with the tracking, and the coupons are hit and miss. The exact same coupon offer 1 month in April, we could get 200 of it back, and May get 20.
Okay.
So it's really inconsistent, and that's what I find with most media. I don't know if it's the seasonality of the car repair business, but this summer hasn't done us any favors. With the mild weather,
Right.
Our air conditioning recharges and business is off about 50%.
Wow.
From last year. Our tire business is surprisingly up. I think that's from the winter and all the potholes. Thank you, Sangamon County, for all the problems in the roads.
Sure.
I think, you know, a buddy of mine's over in Champaign, he said his is up about the same.
I know, looking at the almanac and some of the other modeling going forward, looks like it's going to be a fairly severe winter for you again.
Love it.
Hopefully that'll pick up.
The other thing that's hurting our business is new car sales are up dramatically
Okay.
as the economy's picked up.
Yeah.
And people that buy new cars aren't going to need me for 3 years or 50,000 or 6. You know, I think Todd Green's, you know, got a 50-year warranty on his cars that probably isn't worth about 5 years, but
Okay.
but that's hurting our business as well.
All right. Okay. So your customers are using a number of different avenues to find you out there. You mentioned like Sam's and these other shops that do auto repair and those types of things.
Sam's especially for the tires.
For tires.
Yeah, because the price.
But probably places like Lauterbach and
Oh yeah,
both.
Johnson's, Wilkerson's. You know, you've probably worked with some of those guys.
Right.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Our competition, especially for car repair.
What do you think they're doing to drive clients to them that maybe you're not doing?
Well, Sam's, it has all the walk-through traffic.
Okay.
And, I didn't know they do car repair. A buddy of mine said that there's over 60,000 people a day on average that go through that Sam's. I don't know if that's true. Well, I know you've seen the parking lot. That's a
Right.
big lot.
Yeah.
There's thousands of people. I think it's the same people going. You know, it's a club. They come back over and over, and a lot of those aren't local. You know, the people from Quincy,
True.
Jacksonville. You know, unless they're in Springfield lot, they really aren't a target market.
Okay.
You know, it's the people that live and work both, not just one or the other, in Sangamon County.
Okay.
Yeah, you know, these are neighborhood businesses. You know, I would say 50%. No, 3 out of 4 of my customers come from the city of Springfield. And when I say, you know, Leland Grove, you know, that within the city limits. You know, even once you get out Chatham, Auburn, Sherman, Waynesville, we taper off a little. Because there's
Okay.
little shops out there in those little towns, and those little town people like to do business with the little towns. They don't like to come into the big city, which is kind of funny.
Right. I could see that unless they're working here and, you know, traveling back and forth and it's convenient for them.
Yeah, if it is convenient or emergency, that they'll choose
Sure.
us. But they usually have a local, even more local than Springfield shop, based on where they live.
I could see that. I
Yeah.
could see that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let me ask you, so Sam's has got a lot of walk-through traffic to help
Mhm.
them drive business. What makes you a little bit more easier to do business with than places like Sam's and Lauterbach?
Well, we've
and
got the
those?
multiple locations.
Okay.
You know, north, south. We're on North Grand. We're on South 6.
So
We're on
pretty much
Wabash. Yeah,
over
you know,
the map.
we've got Springfield covered pretty well. All of our technicians and car repair guys are ASE certified, which most shops are. And you know what? We don't rip people off, Scott. We just don't.
Okay.
You know, we've been in this business 32 years, and we've kind of built a name for ourselves. And that's what we want to do. When somebody thinks car repair, we want to think of brailers. And I think tires, brailers. You know, like that goofy Midtown.
Right.
Which is funny. He built that brand up all those years, and now it's Palms.
Yeah.
Gone, just like that. And then he's on that commercial still doing goofy radio ads. But, you know, and we do a lot of radio, but I still don't think our brand was as strong as Midtown's. But I think Midtown had a hard time getting over. They do other things than tires. I think people thought of them for tires and struggled with everything else because the name of the business was Midtown.
Right.
People think of us for oil change.
True.
And it's a big part of our business, but the profitability goes way up on stuff outside of oil changes and tires. We're hoping they think of us for oil changes, like our service, and come back for the brakes.
For brakes or
Exhaust.
transmission
Yeah.
change out, stuff like that.
Yeah, the bigger stuff. But it's more of course, the electronic now and we're on the cutting edge of what we have all the technology that the big cities do. Diagnostic equipment, and not just having the equipment. You know, around the corner there's a $68,000 piece of equipment, Scott.
Okay.
And I'm paying a guy $50,000 because he knows how to use it.
Okay.
The car dealerships have that. Wilkerson's, they claim to have that. They don't. Those guys, they turn and burn those guys.
So your employees are probably more certified and stuff to use?
Experienced.
Okay.
Experienced, educated. They do some continuing education.
Okay, so they've got ongoing training with
Yeah,
that?
absolutely. Absolutely. You know, I just took 4 guys over to Indianapolis in June
Okay.
and did a 2-day training on diagnostics. You know, that's a big investment, not just for the travel and expense, but the productivity I lost of not having 4 technicians in the shop for 2 days. But I'm hoping over the next 2 years that pays me back 100-fold.
Sure.
But that's what, you know, we really have to get across, Scott. And, you know, and where I know we've arm wrestled year after year. You know, is it in the print phone book? Is it online? Is it on billboards, radio? You know, all that stuff.
Okay, I can see what you're saying there, and I think we can help you get that message out there.
Okay.
I'll kind of get into that a little bit later
Okay,
on how
sure.
we can do that, though. Your customers, obviously, they have a wide variety of needs that are out there. What do you think most hits your customers' needs when they, you know, what's probably your number one customer needs out there on an ongoing basis?
You mean like on types of repair?
Yeah,
Or
type rare
brakes, diagnostic, which is the check engine light comes on, tires. You know, it kind of depends on the driving habits and the vehicle as well.
And tires, probably, what types of tires would they be? Just typical road tires or all-terrain tires? Do people look for those any differently than others?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think so.
All right.
You know, look at the number of SUVs and vans on the market and trucks. You know, we're in Central Illinois. We do a lot with farmers. You know, I
Right.
know they're not. You know, I kind of forgot about those guys. You know, when we're talking, you know, I'm thinking of all the neighborhood soccer moms. But there's a lot of farmers with trucks that bring their stuff and have brought their, I call it fleet. You know, 2 or 3 trucks and occasionally a grain truck. You know, in here we can do some of the bigger stuff too. But that's really not our main bread and butter. You know, it's just a vehicle on the road when there's something shimmying. You know, what drives people is shimmying, making noise, or not performance,
Okay.
or emergency. So it's either a nagging problem or an emergency drives them to us to take action.
Okay. I think we can help you get in front of those people that have those issues also. What are the big things that both customers are looking for these days, and also like your search engines and whatnot when they're
Mhm.
looking for businesses that are out there? They're looking for trustworthiness and relevancy in businesses. What makes you that to your customers?
The training my technicians have, how long we've been in business.
32 years, you said,
Yes.
correct?
Uh-huh.
Those are 2 main things.
Yeah,
Anything
I would
else?
say that's the main thing.
Okay.
And just kind of our mission is to, you know, get you back on the road quickly and as cost effectively as possible. You know, we're not, when somebody has an oil change, constantly trying to sell them a $32 air filter that
Right.
we pay $1 for, just that they don't need. But if it's a Nissan and they need a Nissan air filter, we'll tell them, hey, go to Nissan, because it'll mess up their airflow meter if we put in one of those.
Okay.
You know, so we
That's
send.
good. That builds that with your customers.
Yeah, you know, that's the last thing I want to do. Or, hey, if you want, we can order a Nissan air filter. If you want to come back and set an appointment for next week, it'll take us 5 minutes to put in, and we'll do it for you.
Okay.
We do stuff like that. So we kind of go the extra mile,
Okay.
too, for our customers.
All right.
Take care of a lot of little old ladies that have been coming here for 32 years. You know, their husbands started bringing their cars in, and then after they passed away, the wife still, you know, they're still driving. You know, my oldest customer is 93. She still drives.
Oh, wow.
A Buick, I think that's an 89 with 29,000 miles on it or something. And she comes in, you know, we don't see her very often because she doesn't drive very often or very far.
Right.
But she comes in with little problems, and we take care of her.
Okay. Well, you definitely got to take care of her.
Mm-hmm.
So you've got, you mentioned you've got a lot of customers. A lot of it's coming through referral. You hope you're getting some out of your advertising. Let's say if you get 10 customers that call in here, how many on average become actual clients of yours?
You know, it kind of depends on, I would say about half.
Okay.
End up being, tires might be a little bit less, and then we get a lot of questions, and we give out a piece of information, and then they come in, and then, so, it's right at half.
Yeah.
Because every salesperson that comes in asks me that, by the way. That's a
Okay.
pretty common question.
Okay.
Yeah, it's generally half.
Okay. And then how many jobs on average are you doing? Like how many tire jobs you do in a month? How many auto repair jobs?
A month?
Or a week, whatever you kind of use as your...
You know, between all our locations, bays, you know, we do a lot of tires, we do a lot of car repair, we do even more oil.
Right, I know that.
That, you know, but that's, you know, $32 a pop, you know, we're making $6-8. That's about it off oil changes.
And you're making your money off of doing the
Yeah.
other stuff for them, adding the belts
Yeah,
and
you know,
transmission flushes, whatever.
and the tires is somewhat seasonal too. But I would say, you know, most days we're doing 10 to 15 repairs.
Okay.
Is kind of the range.
Would you say it's somewhere probably for tires too then?
Yeah, that
Or does that include
includes
both?
tires. You know,
Okay.
we get about, it's 10 to 15
Okay.
cars coming through.
And then is that kind of how much you can handle, or where's your growth opportunity there? Could you handle doing 20 a day, 25 a day?
No, we couldn't do 25 a day. I mean, we have, but we don't want to. Our service, people have to wait longer, our waiting room's full, or that's not the flow we want. You know, if we could be at 15, 18, I think 20's pushing it.
Okay.
Again, it depends, you know, and I'm saying that's outside of oil changes. The oil change business is what it is.
Right.
You know, it's just such small dollars. It's just almost like a loss leader in the grocery stores. So, you know, I would say, yeah, that, you know, we could easily do, you know, and 10 to 15 is a big range. I say 10 to 15, Scott, we did 7 repairs yesterday. We're slow right now because of the weather.
Okay.
I think, and, you know, I drove by some other shops. There are a lot of cars sitting in shops or in the bays. And a couple of guys that, you know, in the business, they said they've been slow. Last Thursday we did 21. So it's been really inconsistent. I would say most days we could do 3 more repairs.
Okay.
Again, depending on the type. You know, especially like brake jobs. Brake jobs are somewhat expensive in terms of, you know, a higher dollar amount. They're very quick for us, which the customer likes, and have a high profit margin.
Okay.
Because it's more labor than, you know, the pads, turning the rotors. We pay very little for all that, especially with the volume we do.
Okay. So definitely would like to get more brake jobs, quick stuff you can turn over quickly.
Yeah, brakes, diagnostics are two. We still like selling tires, of course.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, because it's high, big ticket, just lower margins. So, you know, $1,000 Michelin's, we make $200 off. It's not bad. Brake job, we make about $200 on a $350 brake job.
Okay. So is $1,000 about average for a tire job for you?
No, that's high end. And then we sell some used tires, and sometimes we sell 1, 2. Our average tire transaction is $468. We
Okay.
just looked at this. That's the only reason I know. We went to that seminar.
How about on the auto repair side? I know industry's
just-
about $350 to $400.
Yeah, it's just under that, $350.
Okay.
With about 30% margin on our car repair, and like I said, you know, 15, 20, depending on the brand, and we get some kickbacks from manufacturers, which is nice on the tire side.
Good. Well, I know you mentioned a little bit earlier to me that your target market is kind of the Springfield, Sangamon County area. This shows that whole entire area, and you can see you've got a lot of competition here within that area.
Just like a bank, there's one in every corner.
Yep. And I don't know if you know this, but almost 38,000 people are needing auto repair services here in your target market area on an ongoing basis.
Wow.
A big chunk of those, over 8,000 people, are using online sources to help them make their decision on where they want to go.
Mm-hmm.
And it kind of progresses into the next part of your business here is your online presence. Now, this is a screenshot of a typical auto repair search here in Springfield, Illinois.
Yeah, it's kind of blocked. The auto repair, is that what that is?
Yes. And it kind of shows you where people go to searches. Like, see where it says ads here on the top over the right-hand side? That's called search engine marketing, okay? And it's you pay Google, Yahoo, and Bing for your business to show up out there.
Yeah, you guys paid. There's Dex Knows.
Yes.
Up there.
That's one way. That's another way we're driving you leads. We make sure Dex Knows is not
Kind of good and bad. You're driving me leads, but you're kind of competing with me in some ways. But yeah.
I can see what you're saying there, but most of the time we're helping you drive new leads. And then the other way you get business in the door is through organic search.
Yeah.
Showing up in the Google Map area, those types of things.
There's Pumps. Yeah, I remember. Wow, they've already gotten up there.
And you can kind of see you're not really showing up on this page here.
No, I don't like that.
Right. And
aren't we paying you guys to be up there?
No, not here in the organic section, and you have a very limited search engine marketing campaign with us. It's an entry level, which your budget level doesn't allow you to be on these first page searches every single time somebody goes to pull one up there.
Gotcha.
So that's something, again, we can kind of address a little bit later. But I know, based on taking a look at this, you recently had your website redesigned within the last 2 or 3 years, correct?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay. I take a look at your website. It's got a pretty good look to it out there. A nice design. I know you've got some specials running through there to stimulate sales, which is a great idea.
Yeah, we don't want to. It's helped our bounce rate. Before we did that and redid the website, our bounce rate was about 40%, and now it's closer to 20%.
Okay.
And I think it's the design, the navigate. I think it's more user friendly, and then we added the incentives, and I think it keeps people from they stop and take action. Print off the coupon, call, come in.
I highly recommend that you continue to do that in whatever online marketing that you're doing out there, because that's kind of been our research also is showing those same types of things too. But taking a look at your website with the aspects that helps it show up in the organic section or on those Google Map areas. I did a quick analysis here of your site, and kind of what it's showing here is you're a little bit low on what's called the page ranking scale. There's a 1 to 10 scale out there that shows websites and generally how they compare to their local competitors that are out there. You're averaging a 2 out of 10, which isn't bad, but
Jiffy's got a 5.
Right. And you're probably not going to get to a 5, being that you're not a national business like Jiffy is.
That's true.
But if we could move you to a 3 or a 4, we could probably get you to start showing up in those places like where Pumps and your other competitors.
So the higher the page rank, the more often I show up?
That has something to do with it.
Okay.
And I'll show you a little bit about that here also. But these are some other things that kind of come into play that help that page ranking here. Like your keywords that you're ranking for. You can see what Google sees as some of your main keywords. I don't think they're probably keywords that people are typing in a majority of the time to do searches out there, because you're looking at...
So Google thinks of us as a lube center, a tire tip, and a center home.
Correct.
What the heck's a center home?
Not for sure. And that's something we probably needs to be addressed on taking a look at your website. And you only have an average ranking for those keywords, which again is contributing to your lack of presence online. Your pages that are indexed, you've only got 26 of them with Google and none with Yahoo and Bing, which make up another 30% of the search that's out there. All of those things are contributing to your lack of presence under what we're doing out there, and I think we can help you address that down the road. The other thing we're taking a look at here is your reputation also with the search engines, and that contributes to how you're seen online, and also the trustworthiness of your website, not necessarily your business. You've obviously got a very trustworthy business, but Google's looking at websites, and there's different things.
Yeah, they don't know all that stuff.
Exactly. And we offer what's called reputation management or digital presence management tools to allow you to go out there and track how reputable you're looking online, whether it's through traditional search engine marketing searches or your social buzz that's out there like Facebook, Twitter, Google Plus pages, all those types of things, which kind of leads me into the next page here. Taking a look at your Facebook marketing that you're doing, it looks like the last time you touched your Facebook page was in June. Would that be about right, you think?
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
Yeah, we're kind of sporadic. When somebody thinks about it, we throw something on there.
Well, social networking is contributing greatly to businesses on how they're perceived with not only the consumer that's out there, because a lot of people use that as a reference tool to help them make decisions, but also Google, Yahoo, and Bing are using these sites as a reference tool also on how reputable and how often you're updating and how relevant you are to your consumers that are out there. And posting only every month or 2 months, you're not looking very up to date and reputable in their eyes through social media.
So the more posts I do, yeah, I see we only had 244 likes. Yeah, I don't.
Yeah, and
that surprises me because we even had that on our radio campaign.
Right.
Like us on Facebook, you know.
And that might give you an idea too on your impact of your radio marketing that's going on out there also. And you can see some examples over here. We do some Facebook marketing for businesses that are out there. We do bi-weekly postings. We do more up-to-date business types of profiles that look more professional to the consumer that's out there. And it helps you keep a better presence out here. It helps you keep more up-to-date and trustworthy in the consumer's eyes out there, and also in Google, Yahoo, and Bing's eyes. And that might be something we take a look at later also. I mentioned Google. I don't know if you've ever heard of Google Plus pages. It's a similar type of like Facebook marketing, but it's Google's version of it. You don't even have one of those types of pages set up.
No,
and
I don't know anything about that.
That's a product that's kind of growing exponentially now, and it's something we probably need to take a look at also for your business to make sure it shows up better when people are doing those types of searches out there also. Your website, it's not mobile optimized, is it?
I don't know.
Well, taking a look at it there, when I go do a search on it, let's say out on an iPad like this or on a smartphone device, it's got the same look as I'm looking at it up on a laptop. And sometimes, especially on smartphones, you got to sit there and expand the information to take a look at it.
Oh yeah, you know what? I don't go on. I've looked at my site on a desktop, but I've never looked at it on my phone or tablet.
I meant to ask you this question earlier. How many of your customers, since you're an auto repair business and a tire business, how many of your customers do you think are using mobile devices when they're in their cars to make decisions about you?
You know, I think quite often, and you know, maybe not even in their cars. I think even at home.
Sure.
You know, I think they're watching TV on their iPad and watching movie previews, playing games, and then, oh yeah, we gotta get the car in.
Right.
And doing a search there, I think it's, you know, more recreational. Sitting in airports, restaurants. Yeah, it's not just in their car, thank God, you know. But
Yeah.
I do, obviously, but I think a lot of that's texting, you know, in the car,
Sure.
and on their phone, as opposed to, I don't know if they're, you know, thinking about that and doing that. Some probably are, but I think more when they're chilling and traveling, and you know, maybe the person that's riding along is bored out of their mind. You know, we'll do that. Oh yeah, we gotta get something wrong with this tire.
Right.
Before we go to Indianapolis this weekend, and of course, yeah, that'd be Thursday night or Friday morning. We're leaving Saturday, trying to get in and get that fixed. Hopefully we have. Oh, that was the other thing, Scott. I forgot to tell you, we have a lot of tires in stock.
Okay.
We have more in stock than
probably your competition.
most. You know, Sam's carries a lot, similar to us. Dugan's carries a lot. We carry a lot. We're the Discount Tire does not anymore. They used to.
Okay.
They carry slim inventory, and that's helped us a little.
So you get people in probably same day a lot of times?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we can at least get them in, but sometimes we can't get them out.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Just depending on what we find, because a lot of times people have neglected their tires. There's some other issues, and especially if they're getting ready to go on a trip. You know, and that's what I tell them. I wouldn't take my family to Indianapolis in this minivan with this timing belt, with these tires, with this battery. You can, and I'll do the tires, but you know, and a lot of times you start talking about that's $1,200.
Oh, usually
And so
that's
I get it, and occasionally we see them the next weekend after they've been towed. Not a lot,
not too often.
Or, 2 months later, same thing.
Well, the reason I bring up this and the mobile search is because mobile search is growing exponentially. It's making up almost over 30% of the total search
Sure.
now. It's growing 67% just within the last year.
Oh yeah, that's just going to go up.
Exactly. So it's obviously something we probably want to look at addressing with your website out there also, and making sure it's mobile compatible, and trying to make sure that you're as easy to do business with when somebody's doing a search as you are with your convenience factors that we already talked about. So, you also talked about you're doing quite a bit of branding campaigns for your business with the radio. You said you spent over $240,000 in advertising last year.
Yeah, total.
And you're not for sure what you're getting out of it. I know you say you're trying to do a Facebook campaign with radio, and you're obviously.
Well, I just mentioned it, yeah.
Right.
And at the end of our, hey, like us on Facebook. But I think that's lost now. The more I think about it, because everybody says that,
Right.
and then people just ignore it.
That could
They're
be.
sick of it.
Yeah,
I
that
get
could very
it.
well be. Well, let me ask you this. Obviously, internet usage and mobile usage is growing exponentially. People are using that to make decisions.
Yeah.
What are you doing about branding yourself out there in those types of medias?
Branding myself online.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's just my website mostly. Facebook page, not thrilled. But to me, a lot of teeny boppers, you got to be there. I don't think it's a game changer. If I had the best Facebook page in the world and updated it weekly, I think it'd have an impact. But I don't think it's going to get me 3 more repair jobs a day.
Okay.
So pretty much my website is what I'm doing now.
Okay. Well, we do some branding for businesses online that can help you get that 3 more customers a day. What we do is we develop banner ads similar to this.
I like to look at that.
And this really doesn't do this justice. These are what are called rich media banner ads, which they can float photographs through them, up to 5 different photographs, scroll text through them where you can put all your special offers that you have on your website. We could tie into here and help drive more leads. These banner ads, what's great about them is they're targeted based on how people have done searches recently. So let's say I'm out on Google today and I look for tires.
Yeah.
But later on today I get out on the Weather Channel. I want to see if it's going to rain tonight or what.
Yeah,
Well,
happens all the time.
We could pop this banner ad on the weatherchannel.com and get them in front of you. Oh yeah, I don't remember Brailer's doing tires, and they could click directly on your banner ad, get in your website, or look at the special offer that you're rolling through there for tires, and develop more of those types of leads for you. And
So kind of like because we do some billboards, but it's a billboard online.
correct, but it's more targeted because your billboard, you can't put it in front of that person who's done a search recently.
No, we're just trying to target by geo and travel patterns, which I'm not buying into that
Right.
much, to be honest.
And radio and TV, none of that can reach the consumer like this does that have done a targeted search for your type
Yeah,
of
I've done an
industry.
active search so we could do tires, car repair, brakes.
Exactly.
And then it wouldn't show up when they do the search, but it'd show up on their following searches.
Exactly.
I think Comcast is doing some of that.
They may be.
Very similar.
Our advantages are
That's why it's ringing a bell.
okay.
Yep.
Our advantages are we have a huge network. Practically any website somebody would look on after they've done a search for you, we can target with your
You know
ad.
what? I think Wilkerson's is doing something because I've seen them. I go to Wall Street Journal every day,
Mm-hmm.
and of course, everything tire. I'm doing tire searches and stuff all the time, and I kept wondering why I kept getting Wilkerson's crap. I don't necessarily want Wilkerson's stuff on mine.
Right.
When on the Wall Street Journal, I go the way. A good example, I did the Weather Channel all the time.
Mm-hmm.
But that's probably it then. wouldn't you
Exactly.
think?
Yeah, I would most likely think that's what's going on there.
You always get some weird stuff on Lowe's website too. I do a lot of some rental property and
Okay.
get some wild stuff there.
Anybody who's a member of our 7 media networks that's out there, which majority of the websites are, we can target them with these banner ads and help you get more business. We also do targeting based on just websites that might relate to your business, like, Auto Trend Magazine, has websites, similar types of places where people look for your industry information there. Consumer Reports, places like that. So it's a great way to get in front of people. We can target it geographically where you want to be found.
By zip.
by zip
Yeah.
even.
Mm-hmm.
So it's something we might want to take a look at here also when we get done. You also mentioned you do a majority of your business is referral wise.
Yeah.
What impact would it be if you could retarget your existing clients on an ongoing basis and get them in the door more often?
That'd be good.
Okay.
Yeah. So what's a stamp, punch card? What's all this stuff?
Okay. Well, what this is we do both text marketing and loyalty reward card programs.
Mm-hmm.
They're both web and app based. Okay. So the text marketing is a great way to, you basically, when your customers come to the door, you've got a little brochure there that they can type in a text right there and get into your text club. So down the road.
So it's like a text club.
Yes. And then they can start getting any special offers you'd want to offer for, lube or transmission or brake service, all those different types of things. You can send up to, you can do unlimited text with this and help get that customer back in the door that's already coming to you. The loyalty reward program is basically an app that they can use to just scan into your business every time they come in and do services with you.
Oh, so it's like an online punch card.
Exactly.
Yeah, because we have the old paper ones.
Which are difficult to track.
Oh, they're a pain for everybody. And then they forget their punch card, but they want to get the punch card.
Right.
We can't punch the card if you don't have it.
Well, if this is set up, it's an app set up on their smartphone, which they carry with them everywhere. Boom, they just scan in.
Yeah.
Boom, it automatically recorded, and you set it up to however many times
Yeah,
you
I
want them to do
can
that.
see that having some applications. Maybe car repair, but obviously the oil change.
Oil lube, yeah. I would think it'd be right up that alley. So I think that could definitely be a benefit for you. I also noticed on your website you don't have much of a video presence out there.
No.
That is one of the biggest things that has impacts on businesses out there these days, or I'm sorry, I should say websites. If you've got a website in there, it's got almost a 50 times better chance to be found by Google on first page searches, because people that go in and view websites with videos on them are much more engaged.
So if I have a video, Google likes it and brings it up more often.
And then once consumers see that, they have almost a 5 times better engaging rate than websites that don't have a video that's out there. And if you can show somebody a little documentary style about everything you've got there, and
we have a TV commercial we've shot, so I can have my web guy throw that on my site. That's a good idea.
I think that would be great. Or if you want to get something a little bit more in length that shows a more full aspect of everything that you offer, we do documentary style videos.
Yeah, I probably would want to just use the one that, just to keep it consistent with the commercial people have been seeing.
Okay.
When they go on my website, they see the commercial again.
That's fine.
Yeah.
And then we also do, of course, our DexNose.com products and our YellowPage.com products, which is basically the phone book out online. You take a look. We've got your profile page set up out there.
Yeah, I think we changed that last year, didn't we?
Right. Mm-hmm. It's got some pretty good information on that. Same thing.
Well, I'm coming up first there. I like that.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that will rotate, though, with other businesses that are out there. Print, we've gone in and updated that information out there on that. We've got some pretty good points, but I think you've given me some more today that kind of ties in with my next slide, which is both of those two products. People are looking for information on why they want to do business with you, and I've asked you a little bit about why you're different from your competitors, what your competitors are doing differently from you, why you're more reputable, and all those types of things. Well, that ties into this information here on the Smart Content List, because this shows our best performing advertisers that are doing these types of things on both their print and online marketing that's making them the business of choice for the consumer that's out there trying to make a decision. Things like having a headline that's a benefit or your unique selling proposition to that consumer that's out there.
Well, mine has that, doesn't it?
Yes. Yeah. But it's something we might want to update because you want to, again, seem more relevant and trustworthy and that type of thing. We just probably want to revisit it just to make sure. Images, we want to make sure you have your logo and the images have a benefit to the consumer that's out there. We want to make sure your title tag has your types of services that you want to drive, all your reliability factors such as your highly experienced technicians that have ongoing training. You've got state-of-the-art diagnostic equipment, all those types of things tie into what makes a smart content ad. And like I said, I think I've got some pretty good information today that we can tie into what we have here to make sure you're getting ones on all this and make sure you're the obvious choice when somebody's going out there, okay? Now, I know when we talked over the phone a little bit, you're thinking about you might want to be changing your budget a little bit more and doing some different advertising avenues. Well, I kind of want to show you here why maybe Dex Media could be the one choice for you to handle all of that. Dex Media is, on the online side, one of the top companies in the United States for search engine marketing. We're one of only 20 companies in the United States that is a small business premier partner with Google. In fact, in 2012, we were their #1 worldwide reseller of Google AdWords campaigns. In 2014, we're trending that way again also. On the SEO side of the business, where, again, your website's not really ranking up out there, we're partnered with Boostability, which is the #2 ranked SEO company in the United States. What that means to you is not only do they have more experience, more expertise to make sure your website gets where you want it to be found, Boostability, why they're ranked so high, is their transparency of what we offer to them, or I'm sorry, to our consumers, on what we do for you on an ongoing basis, where you started at when we started doing your optimization, and how you progressed on a monthly basis to get you there. Most SEO companies aren't offering that, and that's our advantages between these two. With the search engine marketing with Google, Yahoo, and Bing, our advantage to you being the #1 is I've got more buying power out there than my competitors. And your dollar goes farther with me than my competitors that are out there. So thus I can drive you more leads than my competition can. And then we're a little bit more transparent than most other search engine marketing businesses out there also, because we can show you phone calls that we generate, record the phone calls, and you can see what type of results that you're getting. I think you'd probably enjoy taking a look at that information and being able to see, because I know you mentioned before you can't really tell what you're getting off your radio, TV, billboards, correct?
Yeah, they definitely don't offer that, and they're of course doing digital stuff too, but I don't think they bring the same digital expertise and these partnerships like you do.
Right,
that's for sure.
And again, we've got the transparency on top of it. That you're going to be able to see the end result, whereas you can't really do that with who you're currently doing business with. The internet's a complex place these days.
All advertising, you see, and advertisers, consumers, it's.
There's pay-per-click, there's SEO, which is confusing right there for most people that's out there. We handle both of that. Social networking, media, mobile marketing, all those types of things. We do all this as a one-stop shop for the business owner that's out there. And again, we've got one place where you can go in and look at the reporting and what we did for you every month to handle all of this types of marketing for you. And again, instead of having to deal with 2 or 3 different businesses that don't give you the transparency that's out there, we have some huge advantages in that regards. This is kind of how we tie it all in together for you. What we try to do is make sure we first get you found when somebody's trying to look for a business out there, whether they're looking for tires or auto repair. We find you through local search, like places like DexKnows.com, YellowPages.com, search engine optimization. And again, getting your website to show up organically on Google, Yahoo, and Bing. Again, that's where Boostability, that #2 company, comes in. Search engine marketing. That's the pay-per-click advertising, where, again, we're one of 20 companies in the United States that has that premier partnership with Google, and we've been ranked #1 with them doing that. We have more buying power out there. We do online marketing, branding campaigns, which you're not really doing right now, and that's probably the #1 place where people are looking for auto repair stuff these days. We can get you there. And then, of course, the Yellow Page print, which still has a huge number of people doing searches out there for that on an ongoing basis for both tires and auto repair. Once we get you found, we also make sure we get you chosen. Your website's pretty good. There are some things on the optimization end I think needs to be done to it. If it ever gets to the point where maybe your current website company isn't helping you get where you need to be. We can do custom websites for you and do basically everything they're doing for you, but also optimize it to get it where you need to be. We do the documentary style videos in case.
Yeah, that's really bothering me on that. Mine not being mobile.
Right.
Yeah, that's got to be fixed immediately.
And we can, like I said, every website we do has a mobile website option with it. It's not a given. It's not an option that you don't get one because of how that's growing exponentially. We do direct mail for businesses. We also do coupons, which I know you said that's really helped with their bounce rate. We offer that with pretty much every option we have out there to continue that and keep that bounce rate low once they're finding you online. And then also we make sure you get talked about online through. Again, we handle the Facebook marketing, which you've got a few issues where maybe you're not able to get to it as often as you would like. We can handle that for you, but you still have access to get in there anytime you want to put specials or those types of things. We make sure you can go out online and track everything that's being said about you. So maybe you run into having a bad review or you've got some misinformation out there about you online. That digital presence management allows you to go out and take care of that with one click usually. Mm-hmm. We do text messaging and stamp loyalty rewards programs, which can help you target your existing clientele and get them back in the door. And then last but not least, we do again other social media networking out there for businesses with our SEO and that type of thing. So what I like to do, Matt, is sit down and look at all the information you've given me here today, and put together some recommendations for you that I think can help you get more of a presence, both online, through Google, Yahoo, and Bing, and then maybe give you a little better branding presence online also, and look at maybe doing some mobile marketing for you too to make sure your website is getting in front of those people that are.
It sounds pretty expensive, but I'll look at it, but I'm not
Well, I understand completely. I'm not asking for a commitment today. We'll just give you some ideas on what we can do for you. And I've got some bundling programs that can probably make that less of an investment than you think it would be. And when I come back, we can take a look at it and go from there. Would that be all right? Could I stop by maybe Tuesday next week?
Yep, that would work.
10 o'clock be all right?
Yep.
I'll plan on seeing you then.
Okay, sounds good.
Thanks, Matt.
Yep.